Hello everyone, so we're going to try to do today's episode as quickly as possible, and it's about instrument families. Let's go. So the first group of instruments we're going to look at is called sacred instruments. So these are instruments that are usually used for religious purposes or for worship purposes, and are not really used or found in any other place. Like, for example, the way you find those big organs in cathedrals. You can't really go to someone's house and find that, or you can't just go to a shop and buy that organ. You see it usually in a big cathedral. So they were in Africa. There were also these instruments that were sacred, and they're usually shaped. The body of the instrument is usually shaped in such a way that it resembles something religious, like a religious animal or a religious figure, some sort of religious figure. And the next group is called popular instruments. So these ones are the ones that you just go to the shop and buy, and anyone can just have them and use them. And their design is usually determined by the evolution of the materials, nothing religious. So let's talk about sound for a few seconds. So sound does not exist as its own entity. Like a wave cannot just exist. A wave is a result of water molecules behaving and affecting each other in a certain way. Then we see that, then we say, oh, that's a wave. But that's water. A wave cannot just exist. Like, you can't just this is a wave. So it's the same as sound. It's the way the air molecules are vibrating and affecting each other until they get to your ear. Your ear detects that vibration and tells your head that that's sound, but sound isn't really existing here. So the reason why I'm saying this is every single instrument has something that vibrates. So I'll prove it to you. Okay, we're starting with the instruments now. So we'll start with the membranophones. So the membranophones, as the name suggests, is an instrument with a membrane put usually on top of a hollow support, like a djembe, for example, ngoma in other languages, or drum, like hand drum. There's that skin that's put on top, and the skin is the thing that's vibrating. You hit it with a stick or with your hands, and it vibrates. The vibration of that membrane is the thing that gives membranophones their name. And then we go to idiophones now. So idiophones are instruments where the body of the instrument is the one creating the vibration. For example, a shaker. When you're shaking a shaker, the things inside are knocking against the walls of the thing. That's what's producing the sound. Or a marimba, for example, or mbira, you are striking those things, those metal things, or you're striking those wooden things, and they are the ones that make the sound. Or even things that you scratch on top, like washboards and things like that. They're also like idiophones because they themselves are the ones that vibrate when struck or rubbed or whatever, however you play it. And then we go to chordophones. Also, as the name suggests, they have a string that's usually stretched between two fixed points, and that string is the thing that vibrates. Remember the vibration of the air, so the string is the one that vibrates. So this includes guitars. I think pianos as well, because they've got strings inside, I'm not sure. But also bowed instruments. Remember bowed instruments? So before we go to the last one, I'm doing this episode so that when we are learning about new instruments in future, when I say something like the idiophone family of instruments, you won't be lost. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go to the aerophones now. So the aerophones are a little bit interesting because they don't have anything physical that's vibrating, but the air inside the instrument is the one that's being made to vibrate. Like a saxophone, for example, or whistling with your mouth. That's like an aerophone, I think. And then flutes. So even the human voice fits in this aerophone category because it's something that's vibrating air, the air while it's passing, like a saxophone or a whistle. So yeah, I hope you like it. So keep following and we'll learn about a lot more things African music. See you next week.